Marelavico. So I've already done a couple of videos on this. This one's kind of like that intermittent video where I kind of tell you about it simply and quickly as I possibly can. But anyways, what I did was I put about a 2 ounce shot of this into a glass, then I mixed it with a little bit of club soda, mineral water. You kind of get a sense of what's going on there, just so I can kind of take the alcohol bite off and get more of the flavors that are coming through. Also, I noticed the more the ice dilutes in it, right, or dilutes it, you kind of get different flavors that are starting to pop up. But anyways, just really quickly, this is made in Sicily, in Taormina, right? The town that is basically built on a cliffside, and you kind of get a sense of the bottle here. Here we go. So Marelavico, I think is how you pronounce this. Amaro del sapore marino, which basically means like the flavor of the beach, or like a sense of like the beach. Like think of like being in Taormina, having a little gazebo kind of cabana type of a vibe going on, where you have a little chair and you have your towel and you're sipping this next to the ocean. The breeze is coming. You get that sense of springtime, summer, very happy times. You're traveling, you're on vacation. Maybe you live in that town, who knows? But the color is absolutely amazing. It's a very deep, deep, deep orange, almost like a honey, like a unfiltered honey kind of a vibe. And that's pretty much what it smells like and tastes like. The primary flavor here, like in a percentage of 100, I would say this is 80 to 85% orange. That's what comes mostly through. You are picking up a little bit of like a sweeter type of a lime, a sweeter type of a lemon, that citrus kind of family, but primarily it's orange. It's very similar to Montenegro. The difference, what I mentioned in another video, was think of like well drinks and then top shelf drinks, right? At a bar. Something like a Montenegro would be like a well drink. That's something that's common. It's very like two dimensional and that's it. This, on the other hand, and by the way, if this company is watching me make this video, send me as much of this as you want to, because this is absolutely amazing. But this stuff, the Marelavico, I would say it's more complex. It's got more depth. This is definitely like a top shelf Amaro. This is something that has body to it. This is the kid that went off to college that got educated. This isn't like a sophomore in high school kind of a beverage, okay? So what I'm getting on the nose when you first smell it is very, just to refresh my memory, yeah, it's very like honey sweetened orange. Think of like a blood orange, maybe a regular like Valencia orange that have been barbecued on the grill with some honey, right? And some brown sugar. It's that kind of a pleasantly sweet orange. And it's not overly sweet and it's not overly bitter. This is like a little bit of bitterness, but more savory bodiness to it. Then you're also getting, if 80% was orange, I would say of the remaining 20%, 10% is definitely a honey, like a barbecued caramelized honey is what I'm kind of getting. There's depth to that honey. You can almost taste that the bees gathered their honey from like the mountains. It's that kind of vibe, like thyme and rosemary and some sage in there. Like not quite alpine mountain, but more like coastal oceany mountain kind of a vibe to it. It's kind of got that flavor profile. And then I would say the last remaining 5% would be, you're getting like hints or notes of stone fruits, plum, peach, that kind of vibe. Like think of like cutting a plum in half or a peach in half, coating it with honey and brown sugar, and then putting that like on the barbecue for a minute to kind of like roast away on the barbecue a little bit. So it's a very concentrated, deep stone fruit kind of a flavor. Okay, so as we spin the bottle around, I'll show you the backside of water over here. By the way, it is made in Sicily. As you can see right there, made in Sicily. This is their tax tag to know that the Italian government's been paid their taxes, right, and all that good stuff. And then down here, you can take your screenshot. They did this in Italian and English. I think nowadays most Italian products, even though they are made in Italy or in Sicily, they tend to put the American translation on there just because they get a lot of tourism and all that. But basically, here's what you're looking at: is the ingredients are water, alcohol, sugar, sea salt, right? Citrus, wild herbs, infusion, and natural flavors. And like I said, I think the citrus that I'm picking up the most, 80% of that is probably a very deep orange. And then, oh, and by the way, if you are, or if you have been watching my videos on these Italian Amaro, there's the myrtle leaf orange, which is kind of akin to like Kinoto and something like Chinar. This is the opposite of that. This is more like a Valencia orange that went off to college and got an education. It's like a Valencia orange that has been concentrated. It's a little more honey, broader sweetness, very deep depth of flavor. It's not just like there's no fake anything in here. There's no fake orange in here. This is like the real deal orange that you're getting, and it's like a parfum type orange. It's very concentrated. It's got depth to it. It's got a lot of flavor to it. It's a very complex type of an orange. Okay, so then you're also getting that herbs infusion. As mentioned, it's kind of like that. You're getting those mountain herbs that are growing along the coast. So like your thyme, your rosemary, your sage, that kind of vibe, and very, very subtle. It's like 5% maybe, like in a percentage of 100, if 80% was the orange, 10% was like stone fruits and honey, 5% would be that kind of like herbal kind of quality to it. Not any spice, not that I know of. In terms of like sweetness to bitterness, I would say this is about 65% sweet, maybe 35% bitter. So you are getting some sugariness in there, which is, I think, the honey kind of flavors, or brown sugar, molassesy. Think like deep molasses kind of sugar. That's kind of what you're getting out of here. Okay, so then there's the rest of the label. Basically what they're telling you is that I believe this is a 700 milliliter bottle, right? Is that right? 70 CLs basically is, instead of getting like a 750 bottle, you're getting like a 700 bottle. So you're getting a little bit less, but less is more because you're getting more taste and more quality, I think. The alcohol is 30% by volume, right? So there's that part. And then here's the kicker is this stuff is made, bottled in Taormina. So it's also sold in Taormina. I don't know of anywhere where you can find this. Like walking into, let's say, a liquor store in America, you'd have to be a very rare customer, a very rare store to actually sell this stuff. This is one of those things that's not commercial. This is like a locally grown, locally sold. They keep their production down, et cetera, et cetera. But as you can see, each bottle is like hand signed. I think that's something to do with their, whatever you call it, the lot number, right? Of when it was made, how it was made, that kind of stuff, whatever those numbers mean. And then there's that information down there below, bottiglia, right? Tappo, capsula, you kind of get a sense of what's in there. It's made out of glass is basically what they're trying to tell you. And then the top, so the bottle is glass, the top is plastic, and then the capsula, I think it's basically like the piece inside. I think that's also plastic, something like that. But yeah, it is coated in wax. So when you first get it, it's almost like Nob Hill, how they dip the tops of their bottles. Maker's Mark, I can't remember which one it is, where they dip them in wax. That's basically what you got here. So you have to crack through that wax seal to get to the bottle itself. But the smell, the aroma, when you first uncap it, the smell is just absolutely amazing. The scent is very intoxicating, to put it lightly. Anyways, I'm going to enjoy the rest of this. This is definitely something you have as a dessert, right? With your dessert course. It's something you cherish. Like you have this like once a week and you look forward to it, as opposed to like buying the cheaper stuff and drinking that all day long every day. This is more like special occasion type stuff. Like that's how good it is. So I'm in a bittersweet state of happiness because I'm happy that I got it. But the bittersweet part of that equation is I've only got this much and then that's it. I'll probably never see another bottle like this again until I go to Taormina, or somebody goes to Taormina and brings me back one, or maybe this company might reach out to me and send me another bottle. But anyways, Marelavico, I think you did it right. And I hope I did this video justice by talking about your beautiful product. I'm the Old Coot. There are some links down below if you want to go ahead and check those out. Also on my Amazon storefront, you can check out some other links to some pretty cool products, and I'll catch you all in the next exciting video.